Fitness trackers are everywhere today, strapped to wrists, counting steps, and nudging us to move more. But have you ever wondered how these tiny gadgets became a global obsession? The story of fitness trackers is wilder than you might expect, filled with quirky inventions, unexpected heroes, and a dash of cultural chaos. Stick around as we dive into the surprising history of these wearable wonders on Objectified. Welcome back to Objectified, the channel where we unpack the fascinating stories behind the objects that shape our lives. Today, we are exploring fitness trackers, those sleek devices that track our steps, monitor our sleep, and sometimes even scold us for sitting too long. From their clunky beginnings to their modern-day dominance, the journey of fitness trackers is a tale of innovation, cultural shifts, and a few hilarious missteps. Let us jump in and uncover how these gadgets went from niche to necessity. The fitness tracker story begins long before smartphones or smartwatches. In the 1960s, a Japanese company called Yamasa Seiki introduced the Manpokai, which translates to 10,000 steps meter. This simple pedometer was inspired by a cultural push in Japan to promote walking for health after the 1964 Tokyo Olympics. The number 10,000 was not based on hard science, but was chosen because it sounded catchy and achievable. People loved it, and the Manpokai became a hit in Japan, planting the seed for step-counting devices worldwide. Fast forward to the 1980s, and pedometers started popping up in the West. These early devices were bulky, often clipped to belts, and looked more like calculators than fashion statements. They were popular among runners and health enthusiasts, but their accuracy was questionable. Some would count steps if you shook them like a maraca. Despite their flaws, these gadgets sparked curiosity about quantifying movement, setting the stage for what was to come. The real game-changer arrived in the early 2000s with the rise of wearable technology. In 2007, Fitbit entered the scene with its first prototype, a clunky device that looked like a cross between a pager and a USB drive. It tracked steps, calories, and sleep, syncing data to a computer. The idea was revolutionary, a device that could give you a daily report card on your activity. By 2009, Fitbit released its first consumer model, the Fitbit Classic, and it was a hit. People loved seeing their stats. And the gamification of fitness think badges for hitting step goals was addictive. Around the same time, other companies jumped in. Nike launched the Nike Plus Fuel Band in 2012, which used a point system called Nike Fuel to measure movement. It was less about science and more about motivation, but it worked. Celebrities like LeBron James were spotted wearing them, and suddenly, fitness trackers were cool. Meanwhile, Jawbone's Up Band added sleep tracking and food logging, appealing to the wellness crowd. The 2010s saw an explosion of innovation. Fitness trackers got sleeker, with touchscreens, heart rate monitors, and smartphone apps. Apple entered the fray in 2015 with the Apple Watch, blending fitness tracking with smartwatch features. This raised the stakes, forcing competitors to up their game. Garmin focused on athletes, offering GPS for runners and cyclists, while Fitbit leaned into health insights like stress monitoring. By 2020, fitness trackers could measure blood oxygen levels, detect irregular heart rhythms, and even predict menstrual cycles. But not every innovation was a winner. Remember Google Glass. In 2013, some companies tried integrating fitness tracking into smart glasses. The idea flopped. Nobody wanted to wear a computer on their face to count steps. And then there was the Pebble smartwatch, which had a cult following but could not keep up with giants like Apple. These misfires showed that people wanted fitness trackers to be simple, stylish, and seamless. Fitness trackers did more than count steps. They changed how we think about health. In the 2010s, the quantified self-movement took off, where people obsessed over tracking every aspect of their lives, from steps to sleep to calories. Fitness trackers fueled this trend, turning exercise into a data-driven game. Suddenly, hitting 10,000 steps was a badge of honor, and people would pace around their living rooms at midnight to close their activity rings. Workplaces got in on the action, too. Companies started fitness challenges, giving employees trackers to compete for prizes. It was motivating for some, but others felt pressured to share personal data. Privacy concerns emerged as trackers collected sensitive info, like heart rates and sleep patterns. Studies, like one from 2021, highlighted how fitness tracker data could be exploited if not properly secured, raising questions about who owns our health data. Fitness trackers also reshaped social dynamics. Apps like Strava turned workouts into social media where people could share runs or bike rides. This created a sense of community but also sparked competition. Ever hear of Strava art? Some runners would plan routes to draw shapes like hearts or animals on GPS maps just to impress their followers. Fitness trackers made exercise a performance, for better or worse. Globally, trackers became a status symbol. In wealthier countries, owning a sleek Apple Watch signaled tech-savvy fitness. In developing nations, affordable brands like Xiaomi made trackers accessible, promoting health awareness. By 2025, over 1 billion people worldwide were using some form of wearable tech, showing how deeply these devices have woven into our lives. Let us sprinkle in some quirky tidbits. Did you know the US military once banned fitness trackers on certain bases? In 2018, they discovered that soldiers running routes, tracked by Strava, were revealing secret base locations. Talk about an unintended consequence. Another fun fact, early Fitbits were so addictive that users formed online communities to share hacks, like attaching them to dogs or ceiling fans to cheat step counts. Fitbit had to tweak its algorithms to catch these tricks. And here is a weird one. In 2017, a fitness tracker helped solve a murder case. A woman's Fitbit data showed her heart rate spiking and then stopping at a time that contradicted her husband's alibi. It was a chilling reminder of how much these devices know about us. Finally, the 10,000-step goal. It is still not backed by definitive science. Recent studies suggest 7,000 to 8,000 steps might be enough for health benefits, but 10,000 just has that magical ring to it. The history of fitness trackers is a roller coaster of ingenuity, cultural shifts, and a few head-scratching moments. From the humble Manpokai to today's do-it-all smartwatches, these devices have transformed how we move, compete, and even think about our bodies. They have made fitness more accessible, data-driven, and sometimes a little obsessive. As technology keeps evolving, who knows what is next? Maybe trackers that read our moods or predict our next workout. One thing is clear, fitness trackers are here to stay, nudging us one step at a time. If you enjoyed this deep dive into fitness trackers, give this video a thumbs up and share it with a friend who is glued to their step count. Got a fitness tracker story of your own? Drop it in the comments below. We would love to hear about your quirkiest moments. And if you want more stories about the objects that shape our world, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a video from Objectified. Thanks for watching Objectified, where we bring the hidden stories of everyday objects to life. Until next time, keep moving, keep exploring, and we will see you in the next one.